Good morning. Yesterday we talked about the placement of modifiers in direct objects, and today we're going to continue to review these kinds of sentences. Again, as you go through your examples for today, keep in mind that the top line only has 3 spots, never more than 3 spots. Subject, vertical line which goes through, verb, and then the line which separates the verb from the direct object. All of the modifiers go on a slanted line underneath. Yesterday we were reminded that we want to make certain to choose the correct word that would go into this place for the direct object. Kelsey rode merry-go-round is not correct. Kelsey rode the horse. What kind of horse? It was the blue merry-go-round horse. And you're also reminded that when you do that, that you include all of those modifiers. So I need 2 additional lines. I need one for the and one for blue. In sentence number 3, Sonia held my orange cat. Again, subject, verb, direct object with the modifiers of my and orange. In sentence number 4, we are reminded that we have an implied subject. And in this implied subject, I need to remember to place my parentheses, which means that this is implied in the sentence. Hold is my predicate. You hold what? Pitcher. And again, I don't want to forget my modifiers, the green water pitcher. In sentence number 5, I have modifiers for the subject. The beautiful white and swans is the subject. 3 modifiers, and then a verb floated. Sentence 6, Randy owns skateboard. What kind of skateboard? A white and blue skateboard. And again, I don't want to forget that I need to insert my conjunction here for the compound adjectives. Again, examples of those can be seen on the example page, the page that is just previous to the one in which these examples are found on, entitled Diagramming Adjectives, Adverbs, Direct Objects, Indirect Objects. And again, on these examples, we do see where there are going to be compounds found in the sentences. Again, refer to these examples on the page prior. Sentence number 7, you did eat what kind of cake? The chocolate cake. Again, in this sentence, it is interrogative because of the question mark. I notice that my subject is separating my verb, did, and eat. You did eat, direct object cake, the chocolate cake. And lastly, dirty water, dirty modifies water, filled what? The swimming pool. Subject, verb, direct object. A couple of reminders. Again, make certain that your modifiers are on lines which go underneath. The line which separates the verb and the direct object only goes up to the line. We want to be taking these examples and we want to look once again at the review exercises that are on the page previous, where we have listings of what we do, not only with subject and verb and direct objects, but where the indirect object would go, and then what would happen if I have a compound. I can have a compound indirect object, like these last two examples on the bottom of the page, or it can be a single indirect object. Again, noticing that the line separating the subject and the predicate goes through, and the line for the direct object is only up to this main sentence line. And on the main sentence line, you will note there are never more than 3 of these spaces, 3 of those compartments that are going to be filled up. So yesterday, Tuesday, we went through these sentences, and you were to have completed these sentences for today. If you did not complete these sentences, you're going to want to be certain to complete those before we move on to the next page, which is entitled Diagramming Adverbs Practice Activity. And we can be expecting in these sentences that we're going to have examples of subjects and predicates. There's a possibility for having a direct object, and you will also expect to find modifiers such as adjectives and adverbs. As I take a look at this sample sentence number 2, which has already been done for me, I have the sailboat glided very slowly. Sailboat glided, no object, and I have an adjective, and I have 2 modifiers. And I remember from my example the other day that when I have an intensifier, this intensifier has a special line, an L-shaped line. It modifies the word slowly. That's an intensifier adverb. So what I need for you to do is to work on these sentences here, which are on the page, Diagramming Adverbs Practice Activity.